among your friends doesn't want to be rich? But what's the most important thing to do to get rich? People often think that the only way to get rich is to start a business and that you can't get rich with a salary or regular income. But that's not the case. If you look at the numbers or just look around you, you'll see that there are a lot of millionaires in the salaried class. Let's say it took them 20 to 25 years to get rich. Why did they get rich? Because they were good with money. They saved money, invested it regularly, did research, and made sure that they put their money in the right place. But when we first get a job, many experts on personal finance say we should save and invest half of our salary. Your salary isn't even enough to cover your bills. So how do I understand that? Here's how. Hello everyone and welcome to Success Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about what is the 50-30-20 rule of thumb, managing your money. If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. You can become a millionaire if you start saving and investing when you are 21 or 22. You might be able to retire 10 years before someone who starts investing 10 years after you. Because you might have saved up money to get interest equal to your income 25 to 30 years from now. So this is why it's important to keep order. Now, the rules should be a little different for young people and older people. Both of them can't follow the same rule. So let's figure out what the right framework is for children. How much should people with more life experience save? And how much can they spend on needs versus wants? If you're just starting out in your career, you should follow this simple rule about money. 50-30-20. Now, I'll tell you what it means. What is the 50-30-20 rule of the thumb? You can pay for your basic needs with half of what you earn each month. What, then, are basic needs? Rent or monthly payments? You can think about how much your house costs to rent. Or, if you bought the house with a loan, you can think about the EMI. Here, you don't have to think about the EMI of any property you want to invest in. So just think about the EMI for the house you live in. Aside from that, you obviously need food, a way to get around, and clothes. Food, clothes, and a place to live are the most basic needs in modern times. Some other basic needs have also been added, which are water, gas, the phone, the internet, and electricity. All of these things are common these days, and I'm not asking you to stay here. You should choose your own fundamentals. I need these things at the very least, and I have to pay for them. But try to limit how much you spend on your necessities. The most you should spend on your needs is 50% of your monthly income. Take a look at an example. Most people started with between $5,000 and $5,700. Let's say that your first pay is $5,700. So half of $5,700 or $2,850 is how much you can spend each month on your basic needs. Let's talk about what we want after this. Wants and needs are not the same thing. Your needs are the things you must have to live. For example, if you don't need a car to get to work or school, you can use public transportation instead. Taking trips and buying pricey clothes, I think of clothes as a basic need. But if you want to buy expensive, brand name clothes, I would put them in the wants category. Consumer electronics, if you want to buy a pricey phone, that's fine, but you should limit yourself based on your income or save up for it. You can buy it after that. Under all the wants, so are your home theater system, high-end laptop, and phone. And the most you can spend on all of these things is 30% of your monthly income. So, 30% of $5,700 is $1,710 a month. That means you can spend $20,520 on this year and you can choose how to spend that money. After these, you should set aside at least 20% of your income for savings and investments. Why do we save money and make investments? People don't pay much attention to retirement because most people work in private jobs these days, and even in government jobs, the government is getting rid of pension plans. So it's really important to plan for retirement. Education for your children, a wedding, emergency money you want to keep for the future, and money for medical emergencies. So it's very important to start saving and investing right away for all of these reasons. So, I'm saying that when you first start your job, you have to make sure you can meet your basic needs and some of your wants because children want to dress nicely and have expensive phones. So, you can definitely spend some money here, but you should save and invest at least 20%. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue to talk through what is the 50-30-20 rule of thumb. Now, how much do you save? You can choose a normal FD, open a provident fund account, invest in stocks, mutual funds, real estate. So there are many choices, but it's important to be disciplined. Using this example as a guide, you should set aside at least $1,140 for savings and investments out of the $5,700 you have. So all of these was for people who are just starting out in their jobs. But your salary goes up as you get more experience. Whether you have 4 to 5 years of experience or 8 to 10 years of experience, your salary will be different. So after some time, let's look at an example. I'm going to use a small example, not a big one. Let's say that you have doubled your income, even though we know that income has doubled or even quadrupled in the past 10 years. But let's say that your monthly income has gone up to $11,400. What should you do now? Should you raise your costs by the same amount? No. Let me explain. The 50-30-20 rule is very popular, but I think that as your income goes up, you should save and invest more. It shouldn't happen that your wants become more important. So based on what I think, you should make this 40% and change these 30% to 20%. Then enter the remaining 40% here. Please pay attention because I'm going backwards. This has been changed to 40%. Now I'm putting more of my attention into savings and investments. So when you get your salary or other income from work, you should first open an account and put away 40% of it for savings and investments. After that, you'll only have a small amount of money left, which you'll spend on your needs and wants. Let's look at this example now on what is the 50-30-20 rule of thumb. We get $4,560 if we take 40% of $11,400, which is $4,800. Now, if you could finish this part for less than $4,000, $4,560 would also be enough. In fact, your way of life will get better. If 20% of $11,400 is $2,280, then 20% of $2,280 is $2,280. You get used to $20,520 a year for your wants. Now you'll get $27,360, so you can spend almost anything you want. But if you save and invest more, you end up with $41,040. Your savings and investments will add up to a lot more each year. All of your future goals like retirement, education, and marriage, as well as medical emergencies, all of these things can happen at any time and for any amount. So you want to keep living the way you do now, even after you stop getting your regular paycheck. Because you still have to keep up with your life after that. These proportions should be raised. So, at first, we saw that the 50-30-20 rule works well at the start of a career. However, as you gain more experience, you can change this 50-30-20 rule into the 40-20-40 rule. You won't have any trouble saving money, making investments, planning for retirement, paying for your kids' education, or getting them married. So, I think you understand this. But the most important thing is to start saving and investing. It's not a hard and fast rule that you can't invest before you have 20 or 30%, even if you start with 10%. Once you start being responsible at first, you'll start to enjoy it. Your skills and knowledge will get better, and you will definitely be able to save a lot of money before you retire. We've reached the end of another video, and thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something about what is the 50-30-20 rule of thumb. If you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.